Hey, thanks for tuning in to this episode of Moore's October Rants. Today's talk is called Being Alone May Be the Solution for People These Days. You know, a lot of us end up living by this unspoken rule without even thinking about it. We go to work, do our thing, and wait for some big moment to shake us up. It's like we're so laser focused on what's right in front of us that it feels like that's all there is. We get comfortable and stick to what we know because, honestly, why wouldn't we? In that space, we naturally turn inward. We take care of ourselves, make sure we're good, and handle our business first. And the truth is, the way we look after ourselves leaks into everything else in our lives. When you put someone else or something else at the center instead of what you need to be doing, it shows, and not in a way you want. I've seen people put all their energy into others and end up burned. They lose themselves over people who aren't worth it. But when you put that energy back into yourself, when you're focused on becoming who you need to be, things just work out better. Life gets easier when you're putting in the real work for you. Nowadays, so many people have someone or something as their main focus, instead of centering on themselves. And the way things are, it's more important than ever to make sure you're solid. You need to be healthy, in balance, and independent. With all the shallow connections out there, spending time alone might actually be what people need most. A lot of the people who hang around aren't truly there for us. They're just there for what they can get. I've made my share of mistakes. I fixed them, and now I see people older than me making the same ones over and over. It's like they're scared of getting better or don't want to grow because it means they might lose people or face the unknown. But staying stuck in fear only keeps them, well, stuck. You can't be afraid of becoming a better version of yourself, even if that means some people drop off along the way. Sometimes being alone is the only way to build a solid foundation for yourself. Being around toxic people, that'll just drag you down. They keep you from growing, keep your head in a bad space, and poison how you see the world. I only spend time with people who genuinely lift me up and want the best for me. The rest? I don't even mess with it. It's just not worth my energy, and I bet you get where I'm coming from. There's a lot of fake out there right now. People are quick to hate, backstab, act shady. I've seen it, lived through it, and I'm over it. I'd rather focus on my own growth and stick to the few real ones in my life. True connections are about real support and happiness for each other's success, but that's rare. Most people would rather see you fail because they're struggling with their own stuff. And if you're actually doing well, staying grounded and healthy, it's almost like they think you're the odd one out. So, being careful with your energy is key. You can't rush into friendships or relationships without seeing people for who they really are. In a world this messy, you need to keep your eyes open so you don't get blindsided. When things get tough, you've got a choice. Throw your pain at other people, or keep it in and do the work to heal. I chose to heal, and I did it alone. Sometimes that's what it takes to figure yourself out. If you don't spend time with yourself, you're just prolonging how long you're lost. I see so many people who just aren't doing the work, and it's why they're still struggling. I'm honestly surprised some people make it through the day. They're numbing themselves with all sorts of distractions, avoiding reality because they can't handle it. If they had to face life without all that noise, they'd break. That's not a place anyone wants to be in. Bottom line, be real with yourself. I got real with myself early on and stuck with it. I know who I am, and I'm not letting anyone mess with that. I've kept my focus and stayed on my path while others got sidetracked. They lost themselves in things they said they'd never do and ended up stuck. A lot of people are chasing a high that isn't life. They don't know real happiness or fulfillment. They're just numb. But if you know your worth, if you're grounded, then you're going to be just fine on your own, if that's what it comes to. Spending time alone isn't a bad thing. In fact, not having that time alone is worse. If you think you need people around constantly just to be okay, you're setting yourself up for disappointment. The people who can't stand their own company will only drag you down. You need people in your life who know how to take care of themselves. If your friends are just taking and not giving, they're not there for you. They're just empty, looking for someone to fill them up. How can they support you when they can't even support themselves? And yeah, I'd love it if the world wasn't like this, if more people were real. I'm a giving person, but I know to be careful who I give to. Some people are like black holes. No matter what you do for them, it'll never be enough. So my point is, being alone these days isn't such a bad choice. Stick with it until someone genuinely gives you a reason to open up. Build a life where you're healthy, secure, and strong by yourself. Only then should you think about letting someone else in, whether it's as a friend, a partner, or whatever. So first things first, make sure you're solid. Get yourself sorted, and when the right people come along, you'll know. Until then, keep the focus on you. Anyway, thanks for listening to this episode of Moore's October Rants. I'm signing out. Have a good one, guys. Take care.